What if you're ashamed to use the word sex or talk about intimacy? Or what if you're afraid of it? I'm Cathy Bartoli from theintimacydojo.com.
I'm Andi Cortland from levelupsex.com.
And thank you for sharing this. Like, I went through this too when I first formed the Intimacy Dojo in Dallas. I was petrified. I was talking about sexuality. I was talking about intimacy and relationships, and I was convinced that I was like waving a red flag in front of a bull and all the bad people would come out and attack me. And you were sharing that you had some of that around putting your website up with the word sex in it.
Right, exactly. Level Up Sex. Despite the fact that most humans are sexual beings, even asexual people are bombarded with messages about sex constantly. So for every human being, figuring out how to navigate sex is a fundamental life skill.
Yes, it is. But it can be terrifying because we are, like, if you turn on the news, you're not going to hear about the million of people that walked safely down the street and didn't get attacked. You're going to hear about the one person that was attacked.
Right.
And even, I did a bad thing yesterday. I came home from a conference. I was really tired. And I watched Special Victims Unit.
Oh, no.
Which used to be one of my old go-to. And I was like, I didn't realize like how much it was until I was watching it. And then I had hired someone to come in and give me a massage that night. And I never met him before. And my brain was just like,
terrified.
Yeah, even though he had a ton of good reviews and someone else had recommended him and like everything was fine. But it does, like, we're constantly taught that women, especially women, have to be super protective and we can't be sexy or talk about sex or acknowledge sex because if we do, bad things will immediately be attracted.
Right, exactly.
So as you were going through the process, what did you notice? Like when you were like thinking about putting up the site, like what were some of the thoughts you had?
Well, I thought people already ask me about this stuff all the time. I've been the go-to person for my friends forever, so why don't I just get all of those conversations out of the way at once by putting up a website with videos and a blog, and then people can contact me one-on-one. And then, so I was really excited, and I actually put it up on the plane back from Sex Geek Summer Camp to San Francisco last summer, and it was, up and running in a couple hours. But then I got back, and I went to my day job, and I thought, oh my God, what have I done? I've officially said on the interwebs that I am talking about sex and that I can help people talk about sex. And this is not something that normal people do. This is something that maybe I can get away with as a weirdo in San Francisco, but
in the rest of the world,
in the rest of the world, no way.
Yeah. And you were sharing that you were kind of mad that they've taken that away from us.
Right, exactly. So sometimes I'll think, oh my God, why am I doing this thing? I know that people don't normally talk about this in the public. Why did this have to be the thing that I got so excited about? And by excited, I mean nerdy. Like, you should see my bookshelf. I buy books and books and books and books, hundreds of dollars of books every single month reading about sex because I love it. Yeah. And I'm a nerd and I read. That's what I do. But I am also terrified to be a public figure talking about sex. And when I think about why I'm terrified, I get angry.
Yeah.
Because every human has to learn how to navigate sex in some way or another. Even if that's to say, no, I'm not available for that.
Right.
No, actually, I'm not interested. No, actually, I'm asexual. No, actually, I'm aromantic. Whatever it is, everyone has to navigate it. And so I'm angry that it's not socially acceptable to talk about this thing that every human being faces.
And when we shut down people's voices around it, it just spreads the secret things. Like I remember being in 7th grade, and one of the girls had snuck in a romantic novel, one of those cheesy novels, and she had thumbnailed and we were reading it, like what happened, and it was like, it wasn't sex ed. No, but we thought it was the best we knew. And we took a little bit of information and we're trying to figure stuff out because the education we got was very limited.
Right.
And so when we don't give people information, it comes out creepy. People don't know how to handle it, and it's so sad when we can't share about it.
Right. Or you miss out on great opportunities. I mean, the first time that I was in bed with a woman, I was so excited and she felt amazing and we were kissing each other and we were feeling each other, and then we had no idea what to do. And we just stopped because I don't know. I suppose the internet was around during that time, but it wasn't widely used.
Yeah.
And I didn't have Allison Moon's awesome Girl Sex 101 because it hadn't been published yet.
Yeah.
And so, I was a teenager with another teenage girl, and we were all over each other like, this is so awesome, but what do we do? And if I had just had a really nice book, I maybe could have gotten some pointers, or maybe if we had kept at it longer, we would have eventually figured it out.
But it would be nice if it was like, not even everybody drives, but you could look up on the internet or without shame ask somebody a question about driving, and it would be okay.
Right.
And I look forward to a world where it's that easy to talk about sex.
Exactly.
So I appreciate your courage in putting up your website and talking about this. I know it does take courage to say, hey, I'm willing to talk about this, and take, face the fears that we've been ingrained since we're little. Right. So thank you for being a difference maker.
Thank you for being an awesome role model.
Yay. If you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them below. We'd love to hear, and we'll try to get back to you.
Yes.